today, Bob?
It's day 6. Day 6 on the beautiful grey North Atlantic Ocean. And as you can see, we look like an elven king or a hobbit or something, because it's a little bit cooler than it has been. We've become far too used to Caribbean living and Bermuda and all places warm, bright and sunny. And suddenly we find ourselves in a place that's a little bit more chilly. Actually crossing, as I speak, the Olympus Knoll. It's where the seabed rises up to about 780 metres deep as opposed to 3,000 metres deep. We crossed it a few miles back, and now I guess the bed of the sea is sliding off below us, and it will be 2,500–3,000 metres deep again quite soon. Good news is we're no longer headed north. We're actually headed on about 070 degrees, somewhere between 060 and 070. So a little bit east of northeast. And that's good because the direct course to our waypoint off Cherbourg, France is actually 070 degrees from here. So we're very, very pleased about that. Actually making progress at last in the correct direction. And my handy little ready reckoner, which is a handheld GPS, a Garmin GPS, for those of you interested, a GPS map, a 60 CSX, great piece of kit. Can actually put nautical charts in here if you so desire. Tells us that our moving average at the moment, with all sails set in several knots of breeze, is about 3.3 knots. And that doesn't sound like very much, but for us that's reasonably heartening. So yeah, and it's confirming that yeah, we're about 060 degrees, so that's pretty good. That's pretty good. We're very content with that. And it also tells me that we have 1,008 nautical miles to go to that waypoint off Cherbourg, which is only about 20 miles off Cherbourg, 10 miles off Cherbourg maybe. So our maximum speed over the last hour has been 4.7 knots. Our current speed is 3.6 knots, and our moving average is 3.3. So great little device, and gives a heads up pointer as to where your next waypoint is, and will tell you the course that you're doing over the ground at the moment. Great, just for mucking around with sails. I guess these modern systems have them. You know, the Raytheon systems and all that stuff, the embedded systems on a boat. We don't have that. We have this, and we have a dedicated Garmin GPS below, a fixed mount GPS, but we don't have chart plotters. Maybe that's the next step. So it's been a slightly frustrating time with fuel leaks. We fixed a fuel leak yesterday that I think we told you about, and subsequent to that we found another fuel leak on the same piece of pipe, and subsequent to that yet another fuel leak on the same piece of pipe. And all this is work done by actually a reasonably good contractor in the British Virgin Islands. I think the lesson of that is that regardless of what your contractors have done, you need to follow up just a little bit after and just check they've done their various bolts etc. up tight enough, or the correct torque and all of that stuff. I didn't, and consequently we found that some of the things they put in there are a little bit loose, and actually being at sea it's very, very difficult to take those fittings off and do them up and then remount them. So the way that I've had to fix them is with flexible amalgamating tape. Some very, very strong amalgamating tape. Managed to take several wraps around it. That seems to have stopped the leaks. So we were wondering why it is for quite a time now we've been suffering blinding headaches down below, and particularly overnight, and it's almost certainly there's been a little bit of diesel in the bilge. So that stuff can be evil. However, hopefully, inshallah, God willing, that is fixed. So we've had one or two other little bits and pieces that have challenged us, but nothing particularly serious. So the only reason these things do challenge, to be honest, is because you feel a little bit seasick. And when you're feeling a little bit seasick, those things are a little bit tough to deal with. However, we're all feeling a little bit better now. We just had a delicious snack of crisps, or chips, to our American viewers. And chips. No, chips. And so we're feeling rather chipper. One thing that does peeve me is every time I get this out, all the birds disappear. So I just want to point it and take lots and lots of happy snaps, and this is a great device for doing that. When the birdies are close, it's useless if they're away, even though it's got a decent telephoto lens on it. And so you see the birds, they go great, and you dig for this and you get it out and they're gone. So you hang around about half an hour and you put it down, you put it away, and as soon as you do that, there they are. So you pick it up again and they've all gone. It's really frustrating. So I want to go get them. I just want to take pictures of the birdies, and the darn things won't let me. Very, very frustrating. So we'll get there. The other thing you have to do, you see, it's so time consuming, you have to take off the lens cap. So you should have this primed ready to go, like a sniper. A sniper ready to take on the enemy. And then you can just do that and take loads of pictures. Yeah. See, I took pictures of you looking at me. It's really, really funny. Anyway, enough with the Bilbo Baggins look.
Oh yeah, oh hang on. Let me just come out my long flowing locks.
Yes, I need to look windswept and interesting, as Billy Connolly would say. Windswept and interesting today. Hey, you know, okay. It's my imitation of a Scots accent. That's not a very good one. So, onwards. It's a bit of a plod. We're hoping that the wind frees more around towards the south, and if it does, we can come off onto away from a beat, which is what we're really doing at the moment, and onto a fine or even a broad reach. And if we do that, the yacht will definitely pick up her skirts a bit and go a little bit faster. Wind's actually forecast to go all the way around to over there, into the northeast. And if it goes round into the northeast, then we'll be on a broad reach, port tack, sailing straight for the English Channel. And that will suit us fabulously. But right at the moment, we're just over 1,000 miles to go. We have to say that with this yacht, it's still about 10 days planning speed.
10,
Time
11,
will tell.
12.
11, 12, 13, 14. Oh my God. Maybe it'll be a bit quicker. Just occasionally she surprises us. And we have had a run of 151 nautical miles in this boat. 24-hour run, which is pretty good for a very hefty chunk of steel. So that's where we are today, viewers. Hope you enjoyed the video log. I'm a little bit tired on the good ship Koru at the moment, but things are good. Things are happy. Cheers.